What's up, this is Attila and welcome to Flow of Attila number 8. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a Hungarian guitarist. I used to play in bands such as Nevermore, Satyricon, Sanctuary, World Dane solo band. But probably most of you have heard of me because of my PanterA tributes and tutorials and lessons and whatnot. Tonight I'm playing a show with my friends. So I'm here at the club already, waiting for soundcheck. In today's Flow of Attila, I'm gonna be showing to you a cool PanterA riff, as well as a playthrough for This Love's 96 live version that I did a reaction video to, which you can check out here. I'm gonna do a little mini licks where I show a part of that version of This Love. Ask me anything. In this series, I'm gonna be answering to your beautiful questions. And again, I'll keep reading your questions in Hungarian and answering them in English with the best of my knowledge. From Masbo. Nagyon bírom ezeket a videókat, csak így tovább. Feltételezem, meséltél már erről, de új feliratkozó vagyok, szóval nem hallottam. Mikor hallottál először dimebagről, és mi volt az első benyomásod? Csumi. I was around 11 years old. At the time, I'd already been listening to metal, like heavier extreme metal. The heaviest was Chaos AD from Sepultura. And since my dad owned and still owns a music store, and he was the one who recommended me Sepultura also. And then one day, I asked him, because I knew that there must be something heavier than that even. He gave me Official Live from PanterA, and I put it on into my hi-fi, and man, a defining moment in my life, without any exaggeration. I don't know, something really deeply happened to me and changed me. I loved everything about it, but especially the way Phil growled and the sound of the guitar. At the time, I didn't even play guitar. I started to play a little later when I was 15. And a lot of details that I really loved about the guitar playing. I didn't know that it was Dimebag or who that was. I just knew that this is something very special. I loved the sound, first and foremost, of the guitar. It was so aggressive, so in my face, so just with all the I don't know, those string noises, which I didn't know at the time what they were. It was just a very different guitar sound and guitar playing in general. I've never heard anything like that, nor that I heard anything like that ever since. It deeply resonated with me. So that's the first impression I had. And then I think pretty soon I've seen the home videos, which caused a lot of trouble during my teenage, for sure. And that was the time when I first, prior to that I saw pictures of Dime. And I loved the style, I loved the Converse shoes, I loved the way he dressed up with the short, sleeveless shirts. That's also like a first impression. But then when I saw the videos, that put him on a whole other level. The personality just came through, like his cheeky smile, positive and fun attitude also shined through. So yeah, those were my first impressions, I guess, of them. Life-changing, for sure. From PC85X. 5 éve keresek már egy kulpritot. Jövőre leszek 40, szóval hajlandó lennék bármennyit áldozni rá. Megajándékoznám magam a nagy évfordulóra. Csinálnál néhány riffleckét a PanterA hajmetál érával? Nem túl sokat látok, és faj lenne rálátni picit Dime eredetére. So again, I got my culprit 20 years ago, and even back then it took me 2 years to get the guitar. So nowadays it's even more difficult, so I understand the pain. Regarding the hair metal era, I am planning to make videos. It's on the plate, but it will probably happen early next year sometimes. Stay tuned for that. From Man With That Long Name. Azon tűnődtem, gondoltál-e arra, hogy egy videót csinálnál az összes gitárodról, ami a tulajdonodban áll? Azon is ábrándoztam, vajon a Solar X-nek vékony vagy kövér CE a nyaka? Tarts kitarts, tesa! Probably will not do a video where I show them all, because I don't have all of them here. Some of them are in some other places. I like to dissect it like this. Like in the previous Flow of Attila, I showed my culprit. Some other video, I showed my Far Beyond relic guitar that I have. In future videos, I'm gonna show all my Dimebag guitars and other guitars, because I think it's fun. Yeah, whether the Solar has thin or thick C necks, I mean, it's kind of subjective. They're definitely thicker than an Ibanez neck and not as thick as a Gibson. If you have a Schecter guitar, can be close to that but thinner than that. I would say that they're more on the thin side, but it's also not too wide, which to me it's more important actually. It could be thick, but if it's not wide, I like that. Especially that X that I have, I really love its C-shaped neck. But yeah, you have to just try it and see for yourself, because it's so subjective. From Adam Kain 8874. Haver, csinálnál egy oktatóanyagot az eltüntetni őketről? Egy az egyben nyomod a futamokat, nekem pedig ez a kedvenc dime szólóm. Okidoki, so today I'm not doing a solo tutorial. On my channel you can find a full playthrough for the song. But I was thinking that maybe today I can play this. To make things a little easier, I tuned my guitar to 440 standard C, whereas the original one is 425 standard C. But I did a video covering all the tunings from Cowboys till Reinventing the Steel albums, which you can check out here. Kinda hard to hear what's going on due to the frequencies. The wah pedal is on, and also there's some intervals at the end of the rounds, makes it a little more challenging. This is what I figured it out. I would dissect it into 4 different parts. The first bars are always the same. Let me show you that. The notes that you repeat in every round, 7 on the A string, and then go to D5, and then go back to A7. So, there's a little slide there. And then 9, 8, 7, so. And then we move down to A3, D5, A3, and then 7, 6, 5, so. So far. And then we go up to the G7, then D4, and then A5. And this is the part that's the same in all 4 parts. So again, slowly. And now I'm gonna show you all the endings, starting with the first one, which would be on the G string, starting from the 7 and going down chromatically 6, 5, and 4. And you let that ring and vibrate a little bit. So, first round. And then the second ending would start from the 9, we go down to the 8, and then the 7. Go back to the D7, and then 5. This is the low interval. On the top of it, G5 and 4. So the second part. But live I would play with either the core notes or with the third. And then the third ending, first 3 notes are the same. But now we go up to the G12 and then 11. And on the top, B12 and 10. And then last but not least, first 3 notes to the 8 and then the 7. G4, 6, and 7. Whereas the third would be 7, 9, and 11. And then 14, which is now the next part of the song, the pre-solo. So. Then a little extra would be to add the wah pedal, which is on a constant mode, not fully down, but closer to the down position. Well, depending on what kind of wah pedal do you have. On my wah pedal, which is a Jimi Hendrix Crybaby, closer to the down position. Something like this. Other extra thing is a pinched harmonic. Like on every second note at the beginning, these D5s are pinched harmonics, and the lower pinched harmonic above neck pickup for my guitar. Kind of difficult to play. If I would play this live, which I just kind of did, first round is the same. There's no intervals there. The second and the third, I would play the core note, and the last round I would play the third. These would be the endings. And then. And then. And then. Okay? I made a tab for this part as well as the entire song except for the solo, and that's available only on my Patreon site. Okie dokie, let's move on. I used to do this video series called Mini Licks, in which I showed small little licks that I have in my palette or I found interesting or useful, and I want to start that video segment again. And since I did this playthrough for This Love's 96 version, I figured that maybe we could pick up on some stuff from that, which would be that fast run at the very end. And since today my guitar is tuned to standard D, I'm gonna show it to you in a different tuning, and also I'm using a different position, but now we're learning the technique and the notes. Of course, if you want to play it over the original, you can tune your guitar there and just move it up to the 14th position. Today we're in the 12th position. One of the uniqueness of Dime is that he played group of notes and just squeezed them in bars with his feel and with his rhythm and swing, which is one of the reasons of why it is so hard to emulate him. This is a perfect example for that, because the amount of notes are ridiculous. I tried to transcribe it into a GuitarPro tab, which you can get access to through my Patreon site, and it's just very hard to transcribe it. So let's go through the notes. The first group of notes would be a group of 10, starting with an upstroke from the B12 and then hammer on the 14th and pull off back to the 12th, down on the G15, and the fifth note would be again a B12. So that's the first 5 notes. And then we go back again with the downstroke to the G15, pull off to the 14th and then 12th, and then hammer on back to the 14th and 15th, which is again 5 more notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the 10 together would be this. And then the next group of notes would be a group of 9 notes, E12 with an upstroke, and then hammer on to the B15 and pull off to the 12th. And then again, down on the G15, hammer on, pull off to the 14th and 12th, and then, instead of going back up, how he used to do in walk solo and stuff like that, he went down to this D14 there with a downstroke, and then back up on the G12 and hammer on to the 14. So it's a group of 9 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Once you get comfortable with these two groups, the group of 10s and 9s, maybe you can tie them together, which would slowly sound like this. Okay? And then comes a repetitive lick, which is a group of 4 notes that you repeat 3 times. And that's very similar to the ones that he played in Walk, starting again with an upstroke, on the E12, hammer on to the B15 and pull off to the 12th, and then down on the G15 and pull off to the 14th and 12th, and then go back to the 14th and 15th on the G string. So okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's not a group of 4s, group of 8 notes. And this is what you repeat 3 times. And then there's 3 additional notes at the end. Again, an upstroken E12, hammer onto the B15 and pull off to the 12th. And then you do the bendings, which I talk about a little bit later. This group of 8 notes 3 times, plus the additional 3, will slowly sound like this. And once you get comfortable with these 3 groups, you can put them together. It's one thing to achieve Dime's sound there and that kind of percussiveness. The wah pedal has been on all the time to me, and for this solo he also used to switch to the neck pickup. But if you switch, for example, to the bridge pickup, it would get even more percussive, more treble-ish, and it's kind of easier to play legatos like that. It just pushes and compresses it and just helps with legatos in general. Yeah. Well, thank you very much. This was it for today. I hope that you enjoyed today's flow of Attila. If you got any questions for the next AMA, don't forget to put them in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you get notified from future content. Also, I got the Patreon site, so if you want to support me to grow this channel and or want to get tabs and other exclusive contents, you can find the link to that also down below in the description. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon. I wish you a fun day. Ciao.